618. Let's give them the business. How about this? So what real Americans are saying in the heartland about the Trump economy. This is pretty interesting. A lot of talk about trade and our economy here in America today. Here's a tour. This was an op-ed piece, actually, written by Senator Mike Braun on the Fox Business Network. He says, I've been touring a 50-city solutions tour across Indiana over the past 2 weeks, and one message that I hear from job creators across the state is that now's never been better. It's never seen a better climate for job growth, bigger paychecks, and for companies reinvesting in themselves. And according to those out there in the heartland, we can thank the president for his economic policies. That's what Mike Braun says. For example, during a tour of the National Food and Beverage Company, one of the executives pulled him aside and said the unemployment rate, which is 3.7% in America and 3.3% in Indiana, is so low that it's hard to find talented, skilled workers to fill the open positions. It's a great problem to have. That's what they told Mike Braun. Goes on to say that he shared with him that in my business, a logistics company, we shared the benefits of President Trump's tax cuts with our employees through bonuses, lowering health care costs, and reinvesting in the company and hiring additional employees. He says later in the week, while touring a manufacturing facility, one of the employees told him that how grateful he was that President Trump kept the promises to cut the burdensome red tape and eliminate the unnecessary regulations.
There you go. You know, think about it. How often do you hear from business owners, business is awful, business is terrible? You just don't hear that. Just you think about just about any kind of business. I just don't hear that very often. The only issues I hear, maybe results of a good economy, which can be hard on the economy, which is rising taxes, things like that, property taxes. It's an unfortunate byproduct. But as far as how is business doing overall, business is great.
Well, American farmers are screaming mad. They're pretty upset. They're having a tough time. Now, according to this story here, Senator Mike Braun in his op-ed piece on the Fox Business website, as the 24-hour cycle remains focused on the 2020 Democrat presidential candidates trying to decide who could be more socialist than Bernie Sanders and AOC, real Americans in the heartland are thrilled that President Trump kept his economic promises. Did he keep his promises?
So far, so good, I would have to say, yeah.
He said he was going to lower the deficit.
Okay, well, yeah, that's not done in just a mere 3 years. We still have a ways to go.
That is true.
We still have another 20 years of his presidency to go.
Absolutely. Now, there is somebody that's out there trying to, announced over the weekend that he's planning to, jump into the race against, at least the primary race. His name is Joe Walsh.
I'm running because he's unfit. Somebody needs to step up, and there needs to be an alternative. The country is sick of this guy's tantrum. He's a child. Again, the litany. He lies every time he opens his mouth.
That is former Illinois Governor Joe Walsh. He's announced that he's running for president. Walsh will seek the office as a Republican.
We've never had a situation like this. You can't believe a word he says. And again, I don't care your politics. That should concern you. He's nuts. He's erratic. He's cruel. He stokes bigotry. He's incompetent. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Now, some people may not know who he is. He's a conservative radio talk show host. He's a Tea Party favorite. He was elected to the House during the Tea Party wave. He served one term in 2010. Walsh made some controversial statements in the past, calling former President Barack Obama a Muslim and an enemy. He has since apologized for those remarks. He regrets it, saying that he doesn't believe anything he said in the past. He doesn't believe those things. So he's out to out-primary Donald Trump.
And what he brings to you is that Donald Trump is an idiot. That's what he brings to you. That's what he's promising. Donald Trump is an idiot. He's incompetent. That's all he said right there. So once again, that's all we have. Even on the right, that's what they're going to bring. Nobody can bring anything else to the table, including someone running on the right. If you can't give us any options, he gave us nothing there other than complaints about Donald Trump.
I think he's trying to give you an option. I'm not trying to say I endorse
him
or
support
him, but he said he's trying to I kind of appreciate it. I mean, this is part of the process. I have no problem with other Republicans and other conservatives seeking the party's nomination. That's how our system is set up in politics and the election cycle. We're supposed to have primaries. It's good when more people get involved.
Absolutely. Just bring something to the table other than Donald Trump sucks.
Former Congressman Joe Walsh says he's skipping the exploratory committees and on ABC's This Week said he's challenging President Trump.
I'm running because he's unfit. Somebody needs to step up, and there needs to be an alternative.
Walsh, who's now a conservative talk radio host, called the president erratic and a liar, saying the last straw for him was the meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Finland.
When the President of the United States stood in front of the world and said, I stand with that guy and not my own people, that's disloyal.
Walsh joins William Weld as the only announced GOP challengers to the president next year. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
All right, there you go. Jump in here at 512-836-0590.
Horrible start.
Stay with us. Cities are saying no thanks to 5G. And Apple and Samsung are being sued over the risk of cancer. Yeah, there's a cancer risk, and Apple and Samsung are facing a lawsuit. We'll take a look at both of those stories in tech news straight ahead.
The Todd and Don Show.
Hey, Hedgecock